Yeah, so let's start in a seated position today. So wherever's comfortable for you with your legs crossed, and if this feels uncomfortable for your lower back, find something to prop you up just so you can sit on it, because I really want your pelvis to feel neutral, so it's not curled. So feeling that you can actually get right up on your sits bones. Sometimes what I even do is I roll up my mat a couple of times and I sit on just the edge, and that's enough for me just to get my sits bones kind of rolled forward a little bit. And what I've been finding recently, especially with women, and especially when we get to this lovely age that we are, we...
20?
What? Yeah, I know, this age, yes. We have this, and I think it becomes unconscious because over a lifetime we have so much thrown at us from media and external and comments that we are so conscious about our bellies that we hold a lot, and we hold so much that we're gripping. And so I want you to get into a position where you feel comfortable. And honestly, if it feels okay with your knees, bring your knees to the side. This may feel uncomfortable if you have crappy knees, but sitting up on something a little bit higher and actually falling forward. For instance, I have my big bean bag here. I love sitting on this, and it just takes the pressure. So Alice, I know your knees are bad, so find a couple of pillows, because this actually is a really nice position to be in. And it just, you can sort of feel where your pelvis is, and you feel that pelvic tilting forward. So it's almost like your pelvis kind of falls forward, and let it go. Let this go. And just as we're sitting here, notice how your body just reacts to this position. It's a very natural position, and it's a very feminine position. And so what we're going to do from here is we're just going to start some gentle moving. And I want you we're going to do those rotations in the pelvis. But as you do this, notice how much more movement and space there is when you start having that pelvis in a different position. So just exploring again, and then we're going to rotate the other way. And today is really about soft, gentle movement. So, and then coming back to center. So, summertime is go, 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 go. And we're trying to squeeze as much activity as we can in the days. And especially when we start noticing the days are getting shorter, we're like, oh, I got to do more. And it's drive, drive, drive. And then we forget to just soften. So place one hand on your belly, the other hand on your chest, and breathe into these places. Expand, let them move, let them expand. And feeling the breath, and let it go. And as you're doing this, move tiny, tiny little, just motions in your neck if you need to. Just let that breath into your body, inviting it all the way down, right into your pelvic floor, and just letting it go. All right. From this position, let's get rid of your props, whatever you're using. If you still need to have anything for your knees, support your knees however you need to, whether it's just a pillow under your knees, because we're going to come into this cat-cow position. And using the breath again, inhaling as we curl up, exhaling, roll Make these movements sort of big and delicious. Where can you find more space? And then coming back to neutral, and we'll just do a few side to side. Nice and gentle. Making sure that you're breathing. Don't hold your breath. Let the breath flow throughout the movement. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come down onto the elbows. Sit the bum back a little bit more, and then reach your arms forward. Take your hands a little bit wider, so maybe mat width. And I want you to look forward, and we're just going to come forward into this pose here where we're letting the chest drop. If you have the flexibility to put your chin down, go ahead. This is really a big heart opener. It can be uncomfortable because we don't go in this position very often. And then gently coming back. Sit right back into your child's pose. Let's bring the arms back behind us at your side. Let your shoulders roll forward. Breathing. Let the weight of your body just melt into the floor. As you're here, I want you to start rolling your head side to side. So you're kind of massaging your forehead. There's a lot of muscles in your face. And then coming back to center, bringing your hands back underneath your shoulders and coming up to a sitting position. So let's bring our legs to the side. We're going to do our side stretch now. One hand on the shins, other hand can just hold you up. And when you're ready, grab onto your shins. Reach that other arm up, and I want you to reach up towards the ceiling. And we're going to flow. So this time we're going to keep moving. Keep the arm moving, and we're going to come up again. And over. Breath. Inhale up. One more time. Exhale over. Turn the body, face the floor. Place both hands down wherever you can, and then we're going to walk all the way back. Keep your legs where they are. Keep walking your hands around so you're actually facing opposite. We're going into a big twist here. Making sure the knees stay stacked. Take a nice deep breath here. Reach your spine forward. Pull your trunk out of your hips and twist a little bit more. Look behind you if you can. And then come back to center slowly. Gently bring your legs over to the other side.
Now, stays.
What's that?
Oh, sorry, nothing.
Okay.
Talking to a dog.
Talking to the dog, okay. All right, here we go the other side. So inhale, bring the arm up. Exhale, bring the arm down. Inhale, up and over. And exhale. This time we're taking the arm up, all the way over. Reach both hands if you can, and then slowly walk yourself all the way in the front. And then give yourself a nice big twist. Breathe deeply. Exhale, twist a little bit more. And then we're going to turn right around again onto the knees. Hands underneath the shoulders. If your wrists are sore and you can't support yourself, you're welcome to go into a fist position, but I really encourage you to start using those palms. Find your fingers nice and wide. Press into the floor. We're going to walk one leg out. If you want to stay here, you can stay here. If you want to go to a full plank, go ahead. You have the option to stay either on your knees, one leg, or both. If you're on one knee, switch. If you're up in plank, we're gonna hold for 2 more seconds. And I'd like everybody to just stand up onto their feet now, bring and shift the weight back. We're going into this down dog position. Give your feet a little walk. Roll through the toes. Feel the movement in your feet. Really feel those arches lifting and working. Let your head go. Let it be heavy. And then hold one heel down. Give that Achilles and calf a nice stretch. And then the other way. And you can either step through or you can put your knees down and bring one leg through. We're going to have the back knee on the ground. Front foot is between your hands. Depending on how your knee feels, you can keep your back toes curled under or you can lay your foot straight down. We're going to come up, find your balance, place your hands on that front knee, and just stretch. We're not holding. We're going to breathe and we're going to come up. So we're going to do these nice long, slow movements using your breath again. Remember, the movements today are about spaciousness, about gentleness. Make it delicious. Last time, place your hands on the floor inside your foot. Walk your foot out a little bit wider. This is where you might want to tuck your toes in at the back. And then find the outside edge of your front foot to let your knee come out. We're just giving the inner thigh a little bit of a stretch now. If you want a little bit more stretch, you can place your hand on the inside of that knee and just gently give it a little bit more. Use your breath. And then again, we're going to sit back towards the back heel, straighten the front leg, give yourself a nice hamstring stretch. And then coming back, take that leg behind you. We're going to sit back into a child's pose again, just to stretch those hips out. This time, taking the arms to one side of your mat, kind of stretching out the side body. Let your head go. Breathe. Walking your hands over to the other side of the mat. And breathe. Walking back to the center. Now we're going to step through with the other foot. Same position with the back leg. Your foot can be down or your toes tucked under. And we're going to take our hands on top of the knee and we're just going to gently breathe and move. Last time, place your hands on the inside of your feet. You're going to walk that front foot out so you're resting on the outside edge. Just be there. Open up the inside of the hips, open up the inner thighs. If you want to take your hand and put a little bit more pressure, you can, just be gentle. And then hands back down. And we're just going to come back, keeping your toes curled under. Sit back on your heels. Now, if your knees don't like this, you can always pad underneath your legs for a little bit more space. But what we're trying to do right here is add a little bit of flexion to your toes. If we don't have a lot of mobility in the toes, what happens is our hips will be compromised. So it's really important to make sure that you do these exercises. So squatting, getting your toes flexed. And then from here, what I'd like you to do is just try a little bit. Now you can place your hands on the floor, but I want you to rock backwards and balance, and then bring the knees down. Now, if that feels pretty easy for you, the next step is controlling it without hands. So maybe one hand, pull it back and balance, and knees forward, or no hands. Make it as smooth as possible, but start finding that flow through the feet. And if you fall over, it's okay. Last time, and then we're going to place our feet straight down. Straighten your legs, let your head hang nice and slow, and just be here for a second. You can place your hands on your shins, toes, floor, wherever you feel comfortable, and I want you to push your shins away with your arms and reach your chest forward, flat back. Gently rolling forward again, hugging your legs, and then coming up to flat back again. Use your breath. Reach the top of your crown long. And from here, we're going to roll through the spine, slowly coming back up. Inhaling, arms all the way up overhead, and exhaling. We're going to step out sideways. Nice wide stance. Find the outside edges of your feet. I'm going to do a little bit more forward. So just moving slowly. I want you to come forward, and we're going to find the outside edges of our shins, our feet, or if you want to place your hands on the floor, go ahead and do that. Let yourself go. And then from there, just bending one knee, and we're going to slowly shift side to side. Now doing this, you can kind of look at or try to keep your back a little bit flatter. That means your head will come up a little bit. Side to side, kind of feeling where there's tightness in your legs. Feeling your toes and your feet. And then from here, we're going to do a little bit of a challenge. I want you to lift your heels up. So you can do one at a time. So as you bend the knee, the heel comes up. Or you can have both heels up so that you're just balancing on the toes. And notice how that changes the activation in all of the leg muscles. Things have to work a little bit differently. Finding your breath. Last time, put your heels down. We're going to roll back up. Bring the feet in just a little bit. Now we're going to turn those toes out. Bring the hands to the side, palms forward. We're going to sit down. You can go into goddess pose. And we're just going to be here for a minute. So I like to move a little bit in this, just takes my brain off the discomfort I'm feeling in my legs. A little bit of movement. Think about pushing the backs of your hands behind you. Change your feet if you need to, if you want to find more space. If you want to go deeper, you might need a wider stance. So challenge yourself. How much more can you open up through the hips and not lean forward? So try to keep your chest over top of your hips. That means you got to squeeze the glutes. The whole back side of your body is working here.
Whoever's breathing into their mic.
And then come on back up. Bring those legs in. That's good. We're doing something. Okay. So let's do a little bit of slow motion movement. So what I'd like you to do is we're going to take a step forward. So I don't know if anybody was watching, I did a video a couple of weeks ago, slow motion kicking. So we come up and we pull and we step back. Step through, opposite arm, right? So it's like I'm like the slow motion running man. And pull. So I want you to really feel the activation in the abdominals here. Pull and curl. So this isn't just a lifted leg up. I actually want you to pull the belly back, pull the knee in, and you'll feel that opening through the back and the activation of the pelvis. So we do that, and then what we're going to do here is we're going to hold it, slow motion kick, and then down. Step forward, pull up, kick, back, and wherever your kick is. I don't care if you pull to here and kick down to the floor. This part is about holding the position and maintaining the connection into the abdominals. Last time, and kick, and down. Okay, give your legs a shake. And we're gonna do the other side. All right, so other leg forward, step, pull, step, back, and pull and curl, back, curl. Next time we're gonna add that slow motion kick. Pull it in, hold it. I'm doing the wrong leg. Okay, let's switch legs for me. Liz isn't following her own directions. And kick and back. One more, pull it in, extend and back. Awesome. Okay, a little bit of balance work. So let's kind of bring our feet a little bit wider than shoulder width. And we're just gonna rise up and down. So feel your toes here. Lift and lower. Really feel the feet working. All right, next one. Stay up. Walk. Walk around. Have some fun with this. Walk around on your toes. I've got my 79-year-old mother doing this. And then down. Curl your toes under the other way now. So this is making a fist with your foot. This is really important for actually stretching out all of the front of the shins. Switch sides. And let's come back down onto the mat. Knees are bent, feet are flat down. We're going to do the a reverse bridge here. So let's actually start with fingers forward, a little bit harder. Bring your feet a little bit closer to your bum. And what I want you to do is, first of all, activate your shoulders, open them up, squeeze your shoulder blades together, push down into the floor, then squeeze the glutes and lift your bum up. Keep your eyes looking forward, hold it for a few seconds. Open up a little bit more and then slowly bring it down. Give your knees a little bit of a hug. You can roll if you want to, this feels nice. A little bit of the opposite. I'm gonna do that once more. Feet on the ground. Let's try fingers back this time. See how you like this. So you might have to take your hands a little bit wider, wherever it feels comfortable. Open up the shoulders again, squeeze the glutes, lift up the hips. Open up, lift your heart up, squeeze the glutes, keep your legs together. 2 more breaths, hold it. And let that down. Rolling if you want to. just because it's fun and it feels nice. Okay, make sure you have enough on the mat, and we're just going to lay here for a second. Let's go right into happy baby, right in the middle. I love this. Okay, so you're going to grab onto the bottoms of your feet and just let it go. My friend and I were doing this on our sup boards the other night on the water. Almost fell in, but not quite. If you want to do a little bit of a stretch here, you can straighten one leg. Do whatever feels good. I like a little bit of movement. That's just me. And then bringing our legs down.
No.
Dog?
Yeah, he's getting sneaky. He's crawling over to me because he's on it down.
All right, we're going to do some leg circles. So thinking about the top part of your leg. So I can straighten my leg, but if you can't, as long as you have this top part of your leg 90 degrees to your hips, okay? Top foot is pointed, bottom foot is flexed. Hold that bottom leg down to the floor. We're going to take the leg across the body, twisting through the spine, circling around, try not to hit your neighbor, and bring it back up. This movement does not have to be big. This is about spinal movement and hip stabilization. Shoulders stay down. We're going to do 5 each direction. One more this way. And reverse. If you have any hip popping, which is pretty common, play with that and think about either lifting your leg out of your socket or play with both or letting it settle in more. Usually one way helps. Last time, and then you're going to pull that leg in and pull it towards the same armpit. Give it that nice stretch.
Stop. You are not being a good dog. That's enough.
Same leg, take that across your body. Take it into a nice spinal twist. Look the opposite way. And breathe. Bring that leg back, straighten it out, and then bring the other one up. Same thing, other side. Bottom foot is flexed, top foot is pointed. We're going to inhale, take the leg across the body, exhale, circle it around. Inhale, exhale. Twist through your spine. Keep that bottom leg hugging the floor. One more. Reverse direction. So the movement and the speed will coincide with your breath. Last time. And then pull that knee in, up to the same armpits. Take that knee across your body now. Outstretch the arm and look the opposite direction. Breathe. Bring that leg back to center and slide that foot out. Arms and legs are straight, flat down. Now, if it's comfortable for your shoulders, I want you just to bring your arms over your head. If your shoulders are a bit restrictive, if you can find something to place under your forearms, because what we want to do here is actually press into the floor with your whole body. So really your whole body is pressing into the floor. The backs of your hands are pressing into the floor above your head. And then rest. This time we're going to flex the feet, so heels are digging in. Push the heels down, starting from the bottom of the feet. Push down, press the heels in, pull the ribs back, pull the shoulders back, then finally press the hands into the floor. Feel the whole body pressing into the floor. And relax. Slowly bring those arms back to your sides. All right, bringing your feet up a little bit wider this time. And also take the arms out so palms are at your sides. And all we're going to do is just let the hips go. And we're just going to keep moving. So a little bit of a kind of a windshield wiper motion. Just starting with the legs. When you rotate over onto the side again, I want you to reach that bottom arm on the floor, make it long, and then bring the other arm around all the way to the side and let your legs go. So the bottom shoulder is right underneath your body. Then try to really slide kind of and slurp your body back. Place your foot back on the floor, bring your arm across, and we're going to go all the way over to the other side. So make this easy. Rolling back and forth. It's like if you wake up in the morning, you have the whole bed to yourself, you sprawl. So just like make it a sprawling, rolling, I'm hogging the entire bed motion. Do whatever feels good. Okay, so let's come over onto one side again. Bottom arm is going to be underneath your head to support. Top arm is reaching forward. Then we're going to reach the bottom or the top leg behind. So farthest point between this top hand and that back foot. Lengthen, lengthen. Really reach, really reach. And then slowly bringing it back in. Switching sides, so you're laying on your other arm, reaching with the top hand, reaching opposite with the leg. Couple breaths. And then bringing it all back into center. All right, from here, you're going to flip over onto your belly. Let's just come up into a cobra pose. Palms flat down. Legs are about mat width. And I want you to really push your elbows down into the floor. When you do that, your upper body is going to lift. So find the strength there. Feel the abdominals and the pelvic floor kick in. Squeeze the glutes. That's going to protect your lower back. Then reach your heart forward. And then slowly come down. Arms go to your side, cheek to one side. Let your shoulders roll forward. Zip your legs up. Place your forehead on the ground. Push the backs of your hands into the floor and lift. So keep pushing your backs of your hands into the floor. Lift. You can lift your feet if you want to. Hold, Squeeze those glutes, reach the toes away, and exhale, turn your head the other direction. We're going to do that again, but this time I want you to lift the feet and the arms up. So lift, open up the shoulders, reach your palms, reach your triceps to the ceiling, lift your hamstrings to the ceiling. Breathe, keep lifting, and let it go. Turn your head the other direction. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Sit back, wide leg, child pose. Walking the hands back, come onto your feet again, and we're gonna be at the back of the mat. Straighten your legs, stretch your hamstrings out once more, and then slowly walk yourself up. Roll up through the spine. Okay, finish off with a little bit of arm work. We're gonna inhale, bring the arms up over the head. Exhale, curl forward, find your hands on the floor. Walk your hands out into your version of a plank. So it's full or knees down. Bend your elbows and lower yourself halfway down. And then push up. We're going to do 3. Lower. And up, nice and slow. Control. Last time. Tuck your head in. Walk your hands back. Nice job, you guys. And roll it up. All right. Let's come back into our sitting position. Let's cross. Actually, let's have our bottoms of our feet together. Grabbing onto your ankles, elbows on your knees. Using your breath, take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, use your elbows to push your knees down. So there's no resistance on this at the moment. I just want you to find a nice deep stretch. As you do this, lean forward, feel your lower back and hips. And then come back up. This time we're going to add that resistance. So same thing, elbows on your knees, but this time as you push your elbows into your knees, resist with your knees. Resist, hold it, keep pushing it down. Let your legs open up a little bit more, but resist. So we're using contraction to elongate the muscles here. And then let that go, bring your knees together. And keeping your knees together, you can just take your legs side to side. And then finally coming back to your sitting position. Just noticing again, adding some movement into the hips. How are your hips feeling? How is your body feeling? A little flowier, a little more space. Take a couple of deep breaths. Let your shoulders go. Let the back of your neck be long. Find those sits bones. Let yourself sit tall. Last inhale. Invite that breath all the way into your pelvic floor. And exhale. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Liz.
Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Liz. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Liz. Bye.
Okay, so I will be up at 1:15, just taking off my lunch. There's supposed to be